be a more confident car-buying consumer. All right, top of the hour. Good stuff today. Where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. Trent Dilfer next hour on what was a crazy night. So I've watched all the games. What I do on Sunday, Joe, you probably do the same. I watch in the morning. I live out west, 10 o'clock. I get my notepad. I watch the Red Zone, and then I put 2 games on live. And then at 4, I watch a little Red Zone, but generally the last 2 big games. So I usually miss like 1 game a weekend. I don't spend a lot of time. There'll be a bad like 4 o'clock game, a late game. Then I watch Sunday night. Then I watch Monday night. I will watch tonight, although I think Green Bay rolls over San Francisco with C.J. Beathard being overwhelmed by Aaron Rodgers, who's got his receivers all healthy. But I've watched every team play, virtually every game except a handful, and my conclusion is we've got, to me, 9 teams that feel like they can string together multiple playoff wins and win the Super Bowl. I think New England, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Kansas City, and the Chargers in the AFC can string together multiple wins against good teams and win the Super Bowl. And then I think in the NFC, the Rams, the Eagles, the Saints, and the Vikings can do the same. Now, I like Kansas City a little more than I like, let's say, Minnesota. I like New England more than maybe, say, the Chargers. But there's 9 teams that I think can string it together. Now, there's 2 other teams, Carolina and Green Bay, I just need to see more. Okay, Carolina's at Philadelphia this week. I'm either joining them to this group or not. If they go in there and lay an egg, they're out. If they go and they're competitive, win or lose, I probably put Carolina in. Cam's improved. Norv Turner's a good fit. They've got a running game. Don't like the way they played yesterday. A little overwhelmed. But Cam, by and large, outside of a late decision in the game, was pretty good. He looks comfortable, calm. Now they're healthier on defense. And the other team is Green Bay. My gut feeling on Green Bay is I'm not going to include them. But if they're good tonight, they got a bye in a couple of weeks. Then they go to the Rams, to the Patriots. And if they chop it up and look pretty good, win or lose, they chop it up and go to L.A. and New England. They win competitive. They lose competitive. So I got 9 teams that I think look like they can win multiple games against good teams to win the Super Bowl. 2 more, Carolina, Green Bay, are close. I need to see more. And then there are 4 other teams that I don't think are good enough to win the Super Bowl. But they're good enough to beat all these teams on any given Sunday. Bears, Seahawks, Bengals, and Atlanta. Now, I don't see them going back. I don't see Cincinnati going to Foxborough, and then like to the Chargers, and then to Pittsburgh. And I don't. But I think they could beat all those teams on any given Sunday. So the way to win a Super Bowl here isn't about just being talented. It's about being consistently, sustainably excellent. Got to win a road game in the playoffs. Got to win a home game or 2. Got to win the Super Bowl. So I think the Bears, Seahawks, Bengals, Falcons lack the consistency, maybe the depth, the star power at coach or quarterback. So of all those teams combined, my 9 plus Green Bay, Carolina plus these 4 is 15 of 32. It's half the league. That's half the league. NBA's got 2 teams this year I think can win it, maybe 3. Baseball, you look around, it's about 6. I think half the league is in the conversation. They can beat anybody, they can string together wins, or they're damn close. So that's a good spot. Now, you may be saying, where are the Cowboys? I don't have them in it. That doesn't mean Dallas. This speaks to the parity of the NFL. Dallas has a lot of things going for it. I love their young linebackers. I love their pass rushers. I think Ezekiel Elliott's a top 5 running back, and their O-line's better than average. Dallas is not a bad team. I don't have Dallas even in the Bears, Seahawks, Bengals, Falcons group. And the reason is they're averaging 12 points on the road. They haven't won a road game. They don't have a 2-game winning streak. They're just not good enough consistently. But I think it shows you the power of the NFL that I don't have Dallas in this 15, and Dallas smoked Jacksonville yesterday. I just don't think they're consistent. So that's kind of where I am after watching every team play multiple times. At the top of the hour, where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. Going back to the Cowboys, about Dak Prescott, I was talking to my friend Nick Wright over the weekend, and he goes, Dak Prescott's career makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense. He said, nobody liked him out of college. Then everybody loved him after his first year, and then nobody likes him again. And then yesterday, he's great. And I thought about that, and I thought, actually, it makes perfect sense. If you went to a restaurant 5 times, first time it was great, second time it was really mediocre. Third time, it was good. Fourth time, it was bad. Fifth time, you're not sure. It's an average restaurant. It's just an average restaurant. There's 8,000 restaurants, in your area code. Most of them are average. So when I look at Dak last night, it doesn't shock me. He is an average C quarterback. C plus, some nights B. But like an average restaurant, you're not quite sure what you're going to get visit to visit. You're not quite sure what you're going to get. Dak, after the game, taking tough questions after the game from his critics.
As poorly as you've played overall leading up to this game and some of the questions going around outside, that you have this level of performance as a group?
Yeah, we haven't questioned anything inside. We leave the questioning to y'all. I've told y'all from after the first week or second week that we weren't performing to our standards, that we're 1, 2, 3 plays away. The difference was the night we made those plays.
So Dak's pretty stern in his belief. I thought last night was the perfect game for him. He ran about a dozen times, a lot of Cole Beasley underneath. He had a good running game helping him. I will say this for Dallas, and it's a very encouraging thing. The hardest thing to find in the NFL is a great quarterback. I could argue the second hardest thing to find in this league are great pass rushers, and Dallas has drafted linebackers and pass rushers extraordinarily well. They've got a lot of good components. They really do. Their linebackers are really athletic. They're young. They're talented. They're going to be around for years. And their edge rushers are fantastic and young and talented. But at quarterback, it's very explainable. Dak's